We all know that Tesla is currently killing it for the electric car market. So I decided to do some research in this, and I came across some really interesting things that Tesla are working on. And I was blown away to learn that the electric car market is only one of the branches that Tesla are looking to dominate in the future. They have some incredible moonshot projects that are going on, and some of them are a little bit ridiculous and quite out there and are most likely to fail, but other ones are very realistic and very likely to happen. So I'm not making this video from the point of view to say that Tesla has a good future or Tesla has a bad future. I'm more just making this video from the point of view of, wow, are you guys seeing this as well? Number 1, the 3.14159265358979328462643383279 phone, or the shorter name for that is the Pi phone. And no, you did not hear that incorrectly. I did not say I did say Pi, which is why I made that 3.14 joke. Right, now I'm explaining the joke and it's just making things awkward. Phone market is crazy competitive right now, and there are a lot of very advanced players that are in this field. So why would Tesla want to enter into this very competitive corporate battlefield? I mean, what can they offer that other parties are not offering? Well, it turns out they can offer quite a bit. When they release the phone, it'll recharge if you leave it out in the sun. It'll be able to mine cryptocurrency, and they have the advantage of a SpaceX satellite network, meaning that if you get the phone, it'll automatically connect to their satellites that are everywhere. So what does that mean? It means no dead spots. You won't have to rely on the cellular network for internet connection. And furthermore to this, there's a possibility, although no one's confirmed this either way, that Tesla or Starlink will actually attempt to make their own telecommunications service network, meaning that these Pi phones will not need a SIM card. And when looking at potential future technological projects, we have to put ourselves into the consumer shoes as well. And I have to say that if Tesla released a reasonably priced phone that had all of those features, I mean, I definitely personally would buy that phone for myself. I mean, how cool is all of that? So the way that insurance works right now is that they have to put people into groups and lump them together. So as an example, they wanted to insure me that say, okay, you're a male, you're aged between 30 to 40, and you drive X amount of kilometers every week. So we're going to say put you in the same group as a whole bunch of other people that tick those boxes as well. Whereas other people in that group may drive like complete maniacs and do burnouts and do illegal street racing, and yet we're all having to pay the same insurance premium and we're all listed for the same amount of risk. However, the advantage that Tesla can offer though is that instead of putting people into groups, they can actually look at people as individuals. They can look at to say, well, you're constantly driving in ludicrous mode, so that's going to make your insurance premium go up. Or you're constantly aggressively changing lanes, that'll make your insurance premium go up. Or you're only driving a little distance every week and you're super safe, so that'll make your insurance premium go down. So they have an advantage in knowing the individual driver behaviors. Furthermore, they'll know that cars far better than what any insurance company can hope for. So they know the risks and the pros and the cons of all of their own models that have been driven. And so with knowing the individual cars better and knowing the individual drivers better, they'll offer far more competitive pricing than what any existing insurance company could ever hope for. In fact, Elon Musk himself even stated that he believes that Tesla's insurance wing may make up 1/3 of the business in the future. And you may be saying, but Dave, we already know that Tesla make electric cars. You're not exactly revealing anything new here, but please just hear me out. So specifically, I'm not actually talking about the cars. I'm more talking about the Giga Factories. So the original one was built in Nevada, and it is currently the second largest structure on Earth. There's also Giga Factories in Shanghai, New York, and Texas. And there's one currently under construction in Berlin. So these Gigafactories offer an incredible advantage over normal car factories as far as they can get the cost of producing the car significantly lower because they have everything that needs to be done in the same building, which current automakers cannot do because they have their parts made all over the world in different factories. So right now there's 4.5 Gigafactories, but eventually there will be approximately 10 to 20 Gigafactories in the future. And the next country likely to get a Gigafactory will be India. Then after that, it'll either be South Korea or Japan, depending on which of those two countries can impress Elon the most. So how much of an impact is this likely to have? Well, by 2030, they are forecasting that they'll be able to make 20 million vehicles per year. Now, the 2020 figure for how many vehicles Tesla could produce was 500,000. So that is a 40-fold increase. And if they actually achieve this milestone, Tesla will be responsible for 1/3 of car sales in the world. And this is actually an achievable goal as well, because currently many people struggle to be able to fork out the money in order to buy a Tesla. But Tesla are working on solving this problem. In September 2020, Elon stated his intention of making a small, affordable car, and he's hoping that it'll cost about $25,000 or 33,000 Australian dollars. And there will also be a wider variety of vehicles to choose from. So not only will Tesla have a cost advantage, but they'll also have a massive technological battery advantage as well. Tesla have just announced the 4680 battery. And why is this battery so special? Well, for the equivalent weight and size, they can make the battery for 54% cheaper, and it has an increased range compared to equivalent competitors' batteries. So, Tesla have an incredible battery advantage over other electrical car makers. And whilst we're talking about batteries and energy, let's move on to point number 4, energy storage. In April 2015, Tesla created a separate division which is focused on energy storage products. So currently they have 3 products that are available. They are the Powerwall home battery, the Powerpack storage, and the Mega Pack. So Solar City part of the business is under this division as well, and they works very closely with the energy storage component of Tesla. Now this branch currently only generates 7% of Tesla's revenue, but this is very much likely to increase in the future, as renewable energy is very easy to capture, but it's currently very hard to store. And Tesla, they're the best thing on the menu right now as far as being able to store said energies. And so how much energy can these battery packs actually store? Well, the Mega Packs actually store the energy of 3 megawatt hours. So that is the equivalent of 30, as in 30 Tesla cars. And they're completely self-sustaining as far as making sure they don't overheat, making sure they cycle themselves properly, making sure that everything's running properly. You basically just plug it in and let it maintain itself. And Tesla has an incredible advantage over everyone else hoping to store energy with the battery technology. And right now, I bet you're saying, but Dave, you know there's a shortage of the materials that are needed to actually make these batteries. And it turns out that Tesla is aware of this as well. So that is why they actually started research into making these lithium batteries that use less of the rare earths where there's critical shortages of. And they've actually had a bit of a breakthrough. They found that they can put iron into a battery and it still has some incredible results and uses only a fraction of the rare earths that traditional lithium batteries uses. And so the reason that they chose to go with iron is that with the battery packs, they don't have the same requirements that a battery pack in a car would need. So for the battery packs for just normal house storage or megapack storage, it doesn't matter if it's large and it doesn't matter if it's heavy because it's going to be placed in a location once and just left there. Whereas the batteries that go into electric vehicles, they need to be small and light. And so that's why they experimented with using heavier materials. And this technology ended up being lighter than what they expected it to be. It is so light, in fact, that they actually are still going to use these types of batteries for shorter range electric vehicles in the Tesla fleet. And I said before that Elon believes that the insurance wing of Tesla will make up 1/3 of their business. Well, when Elon was asked about how big this energy storage side of Tesla could potentially become, he believes that it could actually rival the electric vehicle component of the business. The Robo Taxi. I mean, that even sounds cool. But let's just imagine that you want to go to a footy game, and as per normal, when you go to a footy game, you get ripped off of the parking, and you're cramped in. It takes you hours to find the park. Imagine that when you go to these football games in the future, basically just jump out of your car, and then you tell your car to act as a taxi for the 2 hours that you're at the game. You finish watching the game, come back to your car. Instead of having an $80 parking fee, your car has made $80 because it's driven other people to the football game and back as well. This is something that Tesla are hoping to release into the cars in the future. Well, here's even another scenario. Imagine that you've only gone somewhere that's about half an hour away from home. You're not too keen about the idea of strangers just jumping into the back of your car and leaving the McDonald's wrappers everywhere all over your back seat. Well, what you could do is just tell your car to drive home and plug into your solar power system automatically, and then your car has a full tank of electricity when it comes back to pick you up. And as far as how far away is this technology? Well, the technological development side of it, it's pretty much there already. The biggest hurdle that is yet to be overcome is the regulation hurdles. And yes, that is a very big hurdle to overcome. And even when it does pass that regulation hurdle, they probably have to be trialed for a couple of years, where drivers will still need to be in the driver's seat and people can do it for their personal cars, and just to iron out any little last minute kinks and issues with it and make sure it's completely safe before that actually allow people to go into the backseat of these cars and have no one in the driver's seat. And so it may still be a few years before we actually live this fantasy which I was just talking about, but it's very likely to be happening. It's not a matter of if, it's more of a matter of when. So now, just to wind this video up, I just find all these projects that Tesla are working on just incredible. I mean, every now and then I like to do a video about an interesting investor, and I thought I'd venture out and do some interesting investing companies. And the information that I stumbled across between researching Google and also researching Tesla, I mean, the stuff was just mind-blowing. In fact, you can see the Google video right here if you want to see some of the future moonshot projects that they're working on. If you're interested in more just general saving money tips and stuff like that, and just learning about interesting investors in history and the alike, don't forget to do the like and subscribe that everyone says at the end of the YouTube videos. Anyway, thanks for watching, have a nice day, and bye.